Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the first video in 2020 and the first video since Vlogmas, and I'm not gonna lie, being on a break, it was kind of just like a week break-ish where I didn't film and I didn't do anything for really YouTube. I mean, I've been posting on other social medias, but nothing for YouTube really. It's been a little bit strange because I went posting every single day for a month to not posting for a whole week. But I am just super excited to be back in the new year and to start this off with a great video, and just kind of, it's gonna be kind of me talking, and yeah. And yes, I just realized that these pieces are not the same length, and we're just gonna ignore them because I'm too lazy to redo this ponytail. So we're just gonna get into it. So basically, today we are discussing my goals for 2020, and this is my notebook for the year, basically. If you guys are wondering, I did get this at Target. Super cute. Love. And I think it was only like $8, so go get it. But basically, I wrote all my goals in here for the month, and yeah, I'm basically gonna go over them and just share my goals for the month, or for the year, I'm so sorry, for the year. And if I'm doing this for a few different reasons. For one, I think this would be really cool for myself at the beginning of 2021, or just in later years, to look back at and see where I was at this time in my life. And I don't know, I just think it would be something cool to look back on, especially next year around this time, and seeing which goals I did accomplish and everything like that. So that's kind of my own personal reason, but also I want to share my goals to hopefully flourish some of your own goals. Also, if you happen to hear one of my goals like resonate with you and you want to turn that into one of your goals, I would love that, because I would love to flourish something in you. There's a few people's videos that I've seen of these, and they have flourished a few of them in my mind. When I first sat down to write these down, it was January 1st, and I wrote down only 10, and now I have 15 of them. And granted, most of the other 5 that I had added on were goals of my own, but I just didn't think of them in the moment, and hearing other people say them, it like sparked something, and then I remembered. So I hope to do that with you guys. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. So my first goal is to open up my first business, and in my actual notebook it says my business and kind of the steps that I want to take, that I need to take, I'm so sorry. But for you guys, I'm actually not going to reveal what it is or anything in that sorts, just because I want to keep it to myself as long as possible, because it's not ready yet. If I told you it now, it's not ready. I can't show you anything really, and it would just kind of sound like I'm just talking just to talk, you know? So I don't want to bring it up yet because I still have a lot of things to do for it, but I do hope to open it up in 2020. Number 2, if you follow me on Instagram, by the way, if you don't, what are you doing? Here's my Instagram. Go follow it. But I've been posting on my story that I have been trying to learn how to do acrylic nails, and I did my first set. Well, it wasn't even a set. I just did my 4 on my left hand because I'm right-handed. So I did these 4 in full acrylic, and I've been practicing to learn how to do acrylic nails. And I'm honestly really excited about it. It's something that I am trying to really get good at. So a goal of mine for 2020 is to get all of that learned and everything, and not become pro, because I don't plan to really go to school for it. I really just want to do it for myself and offer my services to people that I know or anybody who lives in my area. So my goal is to have at least 20 clients by the end of the year. So that includes learning and making sure everything's good, and then just having 20 clients that will always come back to me. So that is my goal for 2020. Who knows if it'll happen that many, but that is a goal of mine. Number 3 is a personal one for myself. It's kind of a 2-parter, but they're basically the same thing. And it's, I want to start eating mainly plant-based. And when I say plant-based, I really want to kind of explain it, because plant-based is different than vegan, and vegan it's basically the same thing, just because plant-based means that you're purely really eating anything from plants and everything in that sorts. But I want to say mostly plant-based, just because I'm transitioning, if that makes sense. Like, I ate in and out last night. Like, you get me? Like, we're trying, you know? But sometimes it's just not something I'm used to, so I'm working towards it. So it's something that I really want to learn about. I want to learn everything about it and really put that into my own life throughout the year. So that's a goal of mine. But also with that is to be dairy free. And for the most part, I am dairy free. The only time that I will consume any dairy is if I eat cheese somewhere, which is not that hard for me. I don't really need cheese to eat anything, so just be more aware and cutting that out. But the one thing that I do struggle with where I consume the most dairy is my coffee creamer. I've tried a few different coffee creamers that are non-dairy and I don't like any of them, so I go back to the creamer that I like. And I like the, I'll insert a picture of it because I honestly don't know the name. It's just French vanilla creamer though, and I haven't found one that I like as much as that one is, so that's where I need to really find something to exclude that out of my diet, because that's the one part that's really holding me for dairy. But yeah, so I hope to cut all dairy out of my life, because frankly you just don't need it. Like, it's gross. Like, yeah, just don't need that. Number 4 is, it's pretty much the cliche that I want to work out more, but I'm doing it a little bit different, as in that I'm just going to work out more. I have set days that I want to work out. So I want to work out 5 days out of the week. They don't need to be in a row. They don't need to be a certain time limit. Just 5 days a week. I sweat somehow. And I think that's very realistic for me because I am pretty active. So even if I don't want to go to the gym, if it's just like, let me go to the pool to have a swim. Like, do you get me? Just some type of form of workout for that day. That's what I want to do. So just overall, a healthier lifestyle is what I want. And then with that, I want to add new workouts into my routine. Just because right now I mainly really just go to the gym. But I really want to go to try a yoga class. I want to go try spin. I want to go try a boxing class. Like, I just want to try different types of workouts to see what I really love. Because I feel like a lot of people that work out all the time and you always see them is because they found that one workout that they love, you know? So I want to find that one workout that I love. Number 5 is a goal on my YouTube, actually. I want to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And right now we're at about 220, I believe. I think we're a little bit under, but we're about to hit 220. So it is it is a big number to shoot for, but I just want to shoot for it and just have the faith in that we will hit 1,000 by the end of the year. So yeah, that is a goal of mine, to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. But also a goal of mine is to start posting 3 to 4 times a week. And this has really flourished from Vlogmas, since I was posting every single day. Right now I am planning to only upload 2 times a week, but I hope to put it up 3, if I can, 4 videos a week. So that's a goal of mine. And yeah, that's just kind of the 3 to 4, I put that in there because I don't know what I am also going to be doing, you know? So 3 to 4 times a week is my goal. So number 6 is actually a goal for my Instagram. If you don't know, my Instagram is the social media that I would say I post most on. And just because I have found, if you don't know, I can see my analytics for my videos. Most, like 80% of people that watch my videos come from my Instagram. So it's very connected to my YouTube. So I try to keep very consistent on my Instagram because it brings in a lot of people to my channel. So right now I'm about to hit 1,500, I was gonna say subscribers, 1,500 followers, I believe. And I hope to hit 3,000 by the end of the year. And that's double the amount that I have now. But with hand in hand to 1,000 subscribers to 3,000 Instagram followers, I really believe that I can grow that much in a year, because like this is what I love, you know? So I'm putting full faith into it and saying that I'm going to be able to hit 3,000 followers on Instagram. But with that, I obviously need to be doing something to get those amount of followers. So I want to be posting more frequently on my feed. I want to try to post every single day on my feed, but also posting about 4 to 5 stories on my story. Because if you don't follow Gary Vee, I need you guys to follow him because he's great. So plug to Gary Vee. But he's constantly talking about the more content you put out, the more people can find your page and the more people pay attention because you're consistent. You're constantly putting out new content out there. And that's really what I want to do. So with the new year, I plan to be posting a lot more, and I've been trying to implement this already since the year has already begun. I have been implementing these. So as you guys can have probably seen, I am posting more on my story. I'm trying to be more accountable for that. As in my in feed, that's the one thing that is going to be a little bit tricky for me, just because to get pictures every single day is very hard, and I don't want to make this unrealistic for myself, so I'm just gonna keep trying to take a picture when I am ready. So since I'm ready now, I will try to take a picture now, so I'll have a picture to post, if that makes sense. So it's more just kind of being more aware of when to take the shots, because if I don't look good, I don't really want to post that. So it's just going to be more conscious, and just getting more content out there is basically the goal. Number 7 is to use my planner. It's actually right next to me. It is, hold on, sorry. It's this right here. As you could tell, that I haven't really done that much. It's brand new, so I use my planner for the 2020 is the Day Designer. So I'll show you guys a random page. It is a planner where there's one day dedicated to the whole page. So this is the time slots you could fill in on the side, your to-dos, some notes, some gratitude, just different things like this. But mainly what has attracted me to this is that there's so much space for one day, and there's so much space for all of these to-dos. All of my past planners, I found that I run out of the space of my to-dos, and I don't use it because I end up having to write it on the other end, and it just makes it messy. So this one really attracted me because it's a whole day for one page for one whole day. So it's so much space to throw everything on. But my goal is to use the planner all year long, and to use my Google Calendar with that all year long. If you're one of my friends, you know that I use my Google Calendar like crazy. Like if we make plans, it's on my Google Calendar as soon as we make it. And I'm the one, if we say that we're going to do something, I'm the one to text and be like, hey, are we really doing this? Just because I need to put it in my Google Calendar, So my Google Calendar, I do keep up with really well, so that I'm not too worried about. But my planner, I'll use it for about a month or two and then forget about it and not use it. And that's something that I don't want to do this year. I really want to stay consistent with it and use it all year long. So that's a goal of mine. Number 8 is to travel 5 times this year. And it doesn't have to be dramatic, as in I have to go out of the country. It could be very simple, but I just want to travel 5 times this year. And my first trip is already planned, so we're already knocking that one out. And that is my Big Bear trip in February. We're going February 7th through the 8th. No, through the 9th. Yes, February 7th through the 9th. So that's my first trip of the year. And yeah, we have a few other trips planned in my mind with my friends, but those tickets have not been bought yet, so I'm not going to say them yet. But yeah, I hope to travel 5 times this year. Doesn't matter how far, how close. I know that we want to go to San Diego, so that really counts for me, because even though it's only an hour and a half away, it's still traveling, So yeah. Number 9 is to look at my relationships in my life and just have the healthiest relationships possible in my life, and just really be surrounded by the most healthiest people for me. And that's not to say, if you do know me personally, that's not to say that I think anybody's toxic in my life. I actually think I'm in a very good spot right now with most of the healthiest people I've ever had in my life. So it's not to say that there are toxic people in my life, just to make sure that they are healthy and they continue to be healthy. That's what I mean by the goal. Number 10 is to grow my savings and to grow my money, basically. So I do have a savings already, but it's just not as much as I would want it to be. So I do have physical numbers on what I would hope my savings and different accounts to look like by the end of the year. I'm not going to say those just because they're really personal, so just write your own. But it's a personal goal of my own to grow my savings and to just have that little extra cushion just so that we are all secure, you know? It's never a bad idea. So, yeah, I do have physical numbers. I'm just not going to share those. Number 11. This one is, it's a difficult one, but I'm really, really trying, okay? It's to drink a gallon of water every single day. And it doesn't sound that hard, but it is when I just don't drink. I used to not drink that much water, you know? I would only really drink like one hydro flask a day, and a gallon is 4 hydro flasks. Well, I have the 32 ounce, I believe. Yes, I believe. I don't have the biggest one. I have the second to biggest one. That's the one that I have. It's 4 of those, so it's kind of a lot. I haven't actually hit it, and I've been trying. I have been trying to hit this, okay? I really have been. I've been getting to 3 hydro flasks a day, which is still a really good step from my 1 hydro flask. So I am still proud of myself for that, but it's to getting to a gallon a day. So hope to get to a gallon a day, and I hope so, because fingers crossed, because that's a lot of water, but it's really what fuels us. So my goal is to drink a gallon a day. Number 12, this one's pretty simple and I have been keeping up with it, is to make my bed every single morning. And now when other people used to say this, I used to be like, okay, like, why does my bed need to be made? Like, whatever. But if you think about it, like, if you get out of bed and it's made, you don't want to get back into it. So that's something that I have really done, because one time I got out of bed, I went to go brush my teeth and everything in that sorts, and walked back into my room and laid back in bed because I was just that tired that I just had to lay back down. But if it's made, it makes you not want to mess it up because you just put all that work to make it nice, you know? But also, I like to do it because I feel like it gets you into the mindset of getting things done. So it's like kind of something that you can check off of your list right away in the morning. And you don't even have to really think about it. You just kind of throw your blankets and make it look nice, you know? So that's a goal of mine, to just make my bed every single morning. Number 13 is to spend more time with my family. And I do spend a lot of time with my family. If you don't know, my family, we all live like 5 minutes away from each other, so we do spend a lot of time together, but it's more making sure that I'm seeing my brother, Aiden, on my dad's side, and seeing my dad once a week, and just kind of being more accountable with that, and just making sure to set time for family time, if that makes sense. I feel like I just kind of do it as I can right now, but I really want to set some times aside for just family time. Number 14 is kind of, you wouldn't think that this is hard, but it's hard for me. Like maybe some of you guys struggle with this too, but it's to eat 3 meals a day. And I know that sounds like duh, like eat 3 meals a day, but what do I mean by it is I want to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at normal breakfast, lunch, and dinner times. So right now, like, I mean, I eat breakfast if I'm working, and I do eat breakfast at a normal breakfast time, but during the weekends, I don't really eat breakfast till like 12, sometimes 1. And like, you shouldn't be going that long without eating, you know? So I just want to make sure that I'm having my 3 meals at appropriate times, and making sure I'm allowing my body enough time to process the food before I'm going to bed. So sometimes I'll have dinner at like 10 o'clock and I'm going to bed right after. Like my body doesn't have time to process that food correctly. So that's a goal of mine, to make sure that I'm eating my meals at appropriate times, period. And number 15, I feel like, is something that a lot of people can relate to, and it's just kind of not taking other people's opinions so deeply, if that makes sense. I don't do it that often, actually. I feel like I actually don't really care what other people think that much, because I mean, if I did care what people thought, I probably wouldn't be on YouTube. I would probably listen to them, you know? But what I mean by this is that I sometimes will like something and then not do it because somebody else said that it's ugly or I shouldn't do that. Just things like that, you know? So it's kind of just more trusting in myself and trusting that I know exactly what I want to do and knowing what's best for myself. And if I fail, then I fail. I know that I at least tried, you know? So that's a goal of mine, to just kind of do me. Just do the things that I want to do for me. And that's kind of like a whole life goal of mine. But it's also just a goal to just do things for myself. If I want to do them, then do them. And if I want to wear crazy eyeshadow one day, like, you know, just not care what other people say about it. So that's a goal of mine. So those were all 15 goals of mine for the year of 2020. I still can't believe that we're in 2020 because it sounds crazy, you know, like we're in 2020. It's crazy. I was talking to my friends the other day and we were all talking about how, since it's obviously a new decade, like more than likely in this decade we'll all get married, have children. Like, that's crazy, you know, to think about like that, but it's pretty true. So yeah, those were my goals for the year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys took maybe something out of this, and maybe I flourished a goal for yourself. If you guys did flourish a goal, or just kind of tell me one of your goals, or you could tell me your whole list of goals down below. I would love to hear them. You can list them down below, or if you'd want to DM me them on Instagram, I would love to hear about your goals, and maybe you'll give me another goal, you know? So yeah, those were all of my goals, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time, which is I upload every single Wednesday and Sundays now. So I will see you guys next Wednesday for my next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Love you guys so much. And yeah, bye.